Hi, second grade. You made it to Friday. Today is Friday, May 15th. And today I'm wanting to ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Did any of you say a volcanologist? I bet you didn't. Do any of you know what a volcanologist is? Well, I'll give you a little hint. This man is a volcanologist. He studies volcanoes. I think that looks like a rather dangerous job, don't you? Are you wondering why I'm talking to you about a volcanologist today? Well, it's because I looked on your matrix this morning and I see that for reading, it tells you to read the scholastic news magazine called The Volcano That Stopped Summer. And I think volcanoes are very interesting. So before I show you that magazine, I'm going to teach you just a little bit about volcanoes. I have some interesting facts that I found this morning, so let's read these facts together. Can you see those okay? It says, the word volcano is originally from the Roman name Vulcan, the Roman god of fire. 1,500 potentially active volcanoes in the world. In the United States, there are about 169 active volcanoes. United States ranks number 3 in the world for active volcanoes, behind Indonesia and Japan. The soil around volcanoes is very fertile, that means healthy, and people set up home near them for this reason. Would you want to live near a volcano? I don't think I would. Lava is hot. It can reach an amazing 2,282 degrees Fahrenheit. The maleo bird uses the heat from volcanoes to help them hatch their eggs. The majority of volcanoes on Earth are in the Pacific Ocean in an area called the Ring of Fire. In 1985, the volcano Nevado del Ruiz in Colombia erupted and unfortunately killed 25,000 people. The majority of the people killed was caused by mud flow. Isn't that sad? Volcanoes can be very dangerous. Volcanoes can spew out toxic gases and ash, and of course, lava. So volcanoes are very interesting. They can be very dangerous. And we don't live close to any volcanoes. That ring of fire that's in the ocean is far away from us. So we don't have to worry about any danger of volcanoes. But it sure is a good thing for you to learn about because they're very interesting. And it's an important part of the geology of our world. So here is a diagram of the inside of a volcano. You can see the lava flowing down the side. And after lava cools, it forms new layers of rock. You can see an ash cloud over here, a central vent, and a side vent. It says when pressure builds up inside the mountain, it forces molten rock, that's lava, ash, and gases out through the top. This is called an eruption. So there's pressure inside the earth. It's very, very hot inside our earth. So hot that rock melts. And that melted rock builds up. There's pressure, and eventually it has to push out somewhere. And that is an eruption. I hope I got your attention. I got you excited to read a scholastic news magazine today about a volcano. This volcano is called the Volcano That Stopped Summer. And when you read today, remember that you can use the online resources. By now you should all have that password. I'll show you this again. You've been there before, so it should be a pretty quick process for you. And remember that when you go online, you can begin with the video like we do in school, and you can look at the vocabulary words. There's a game you can play, and you can have the magazine read to you. You can even choose if you wanted to read fast or slow. That's up to you. So I'm going to preview the magazine with you and let you read it at home. Okay, we already said the title is The Volcano That Stopped Summer. And it says, I'll give you a little preview. 200 years ago, a volcano called Mount Tambora erupted. All over the world, the weather became cold and stormy. Now, as a reader, I already have a question, and I think, how could a volcano erupting change the weather all around the world? In North America, people called it the year without a summer. I love Scholastic News. It's always so interesting and so well written, and it's a great way for you to practice your nonfiction reading skills. So, here's our headline. In 1815, one volcano changed the weather around the world. As you read today, think about the different ways the volcano changed the weather. What text features do we have? We have a picture. And we have a caption. We read the heading. We have subheadings. A volcano erupts. A thick cloud spreads. A colder world. A surprise invention. Remember, other text features that help you as a reader are these the words that are in heavy black print. And remember, those words are saying, hey, notice me. I'm important. You should get to know what I mean. And here are the words in heavy print. Erupted. We already talked about that. Lava and crops. I see another caption to go with another picture. When you are done reading, I want you to do the back side. I see a map. The map title says A World-Changing Eruption. And this map shows what happened around the world when Mount Tambora erupted. And remember, I make a seesaw assignment for you every day for reading. So today you will go to Seesaw and you will look for Scholastic News, The Volcano That Stopped Summer 5-15. And I want you to take a picture of the back. And I want you to, after you do your work on your activity page, take a picture of each side there as well, so I can see your great work. So after you're done reading, I want you to ask yourself again, what do you want to be when you grow up? And maybe now you're thinking, maybe I want to be a volcanologist and study volcanoes. I bet you'd make a good one. So now we will do our math. So now it's time for us to do our math. And you can see that today on your matrix, it asks you to do independent practice numbers 4 through 13 on pages 601, 602 in your math packet. Complete the right math at the bottom of the page. So I will go through the directions for that. But before I do that, let's check our work from yesterday. Remember, we practiced learning half past. You only had to do 3 problems. You should have 9:30, half past 9, 1:30, half past 1, and 6:30, half past 6. Then for the talk math, you were to talk to someone in your family about the talk math sentence. It is 8:30. Explain what half past means. And I wrote, it means 30 minutes have passed since the hour began. It is halfway around the clock. The minute hand is halfway around the clock, so it's half past the hour. And here's your assignment for today. So no new learning today, just practicing what we have been working on this week with telling time to the hour and the half hour. So you are to write the time that is shown and fill in the blank. These are just like what you did yesterday. Then for 7, 8, and 9, you are to draw the hands on the clock. Now, remember, when you draw the minute hand, what do I always say? Say it with me. Right through the number. So, I'm going to give you a hint here. When you do number 7, half past 4, that minute hand is going to be the long hand right through the number. Go boop, right through the 6. Cut right through it. Then draw your arrows. So, there's your minute hand already. You can draw the short hour hand and finish that one. And then do numbers 8 and 9. Write the time for each of those. Let's go on the back. Eli woke up at 7:30. He needs to leave for school 1 hour later. Show and write the time he needs to leave for school. So think of what time he woke up. If it is 7:30, you're going to draw the time he has to leave for school. 1 hour later. And here are your brain builders. Oh, this is fun. There are 3 clocks here, and 1 clock shows the time school starts. This clock shows the time for soccer practice, and the 3rd clock shows the time that an alarm goes off. So see if you can fill in the blanks. What happens at each of these times? Now you have to think about what it's saying. It's 2 hours after 4:30. So you have to think of in your mind what 4:30 is, and then go 2 hours later and figure out which clock matches and write those words. Do the same for number 12. 1 hour after 2:30. 1 hour before 9:30. You can do those brain builders. And here's the right math question. How is reading a digital clock different from reading an analog clock? Explain. And look at, they gave you 4 lines to do that. So you probably can't explain that in 3 or 4 words. You are probably going to write a couple of sentences. Maybe you'll even use up all 4 lines. Be sure to use a capital letter and a period at the end of each sentence. And maybe some of those keywords you need for spelling are somewhere on the paper. And do your best. How is reading a digital clock different from reading an analog clock? Explain. And I hope you have a wonderful Friday and a fantastic weekend. And we will be together again through my video on Monday. Make it a great day.